powder. Mini ball. All right. Percussion cap. Is that beautiful or what? All right, Hickok 45, your internet shooting companion. Come to you from the, well, not prehistoric, the historic hills of Tennessee. Yes, Tennessee, the home of Alvin York and Davy Crockett. And, you know, a lot of Civil War soldiers who carried rifles just like this, maybe this rifle, and died carrying it. Maybe this rifle, this exact rifle. So yeah, lots of people have lived in Tennessee just as they have in your state. Lots of people have died in Tennessee just like in your state. And that will sort of be the cycle, you know, in the future, right? So yep, got one of my Civil War rifles out. I told you, get ready. You're going to see some black powder. I have been remiss. I mean to tell you, I really have. So negligent, so bad. This week is the first week I have fired a muzzle loader since winter, since before winter, since last year. I don't remember when it was last. It was in either last summer or last fall. You know, what I have out last. Oh, the flintlock. Yeah, so that would have been, yeah, my new flintlock Kentucky rifle, long rifle. That would have been after Friendship. So probably October or something like that, I don't know. But anyway, that's the last. Terrible, huh? Terrible. So glad you're here. August the 6th. Man, we're moving right along with summer. Number 188. That's a long time. I haven't missed one yet, have I? Yeah, I mean, it could happen now. Don't get mad at me if I miss one. I'll try to leave you a message or a phone short recording, a short or something. Yeah, watch for that. If something comes up, I'm on the road or I just don't get it done, and I'll just do a short. Say, hey, here's your Sunday video. You get 47 seconds of Sunday video. It'll be a whole lot better. You'll get a lot more done Sunday morning, right? So anyway, I'm glad to be here, glad to be anywhere. And I'm especially glad to be with you all and to be with this fine rifle. As I've said before, a lot of people don't get excited about muzzle. Get my ears off, quit yelling. A lot of people don't get excited about muzzle loaders. I don't know that I get excited, but oh my gosh, if you like historical firearms, you're interested in history at all, you know, how can you not? Especially replicas of actual, well, historical guns, whether it's a Hawken replica, a Civil War replica. And now this is an original, but replicas are, you know, kind of the same. How can you not just enjoy those? If you're, now you may not like shooting them and, you know, all the mess. Look at my hands aren't dirty yet. I've loaded once. But how can you not have an appreciation for them? Even if you choose not to buy one and shoot it, you know, get into the mess. I understand that. But wow, to me, a person is not a true firearms enthusiast if they don't have some appreciation, I think, for all categories of firearms, you know, whether it's a machine gun or a muzzle loader. And I mean, how can you not have some interest in it? You know, we all have our areas of primary interest, of course, right? So, yeah, I told you I was going to get one out, and I may shoot 5 times or 4, I don't know. I don't care. I love it. I'm going to shoot it while I yak at you. This is the ultimate Sunday shoot around item. You know, something I just enjoy shooting and want to bring out and shoot. I'm sorry it's not polymer. There's not a piece of polymer on it, right? So again, this is the, there might have some people that missed the video I'll even on this video, Sunday video, I'll try to remember to link, since this is such a distinctive firearm, to the first video that we did with this rifle, because I've only had this one a couple of years. This is the Springfield 1855, model 1855, and it is original. It was made in 1860, okay, this particular gun. And then it was professionally kind of restored. So apparently it was in pretty good shape, because you know, it's all intact, it's all original. But it is, you know, 1855 model. Okay, it was the first year they went down to the 58 caliber, went down to 58, went down to the wimp round. They had been shooting 69 caliber mainly, you know, and in smoothbore, you know, muskets. And this was rifled, and it's in 58 caliber. So a couple of innovations there. And it was really the, no, it wasn't first. It was the first rifle, percussion rifle issued, a general issue. The 1842 I had, you know, the smoothbore is percussion, but it's not a rifle, it's smoothbore. Now some of them were, those were converted to rifling later. So this is pretty cool, I tell you. It is beautiful. This one had the Maynard primer system. I showed you that in the video. So we've headed out this week shooting at some, and you'll see a new video on it. So I'm just popping it. Not enough if you love these things. You know, I can't get that many shots off in a video, and you know, because I just typically do this. I stand and load them. In that first video, I had cartridges, you know, I made, but I don't do that very often. I just stand and load it. Because I'm shooting it from a shooting table. If I were going to war, oh, I would definitely have a patch or a big box full of cartridges, right? So yeah, this is a beauty. This is a beauty. A wonderful, wonderful rifle. So let me not mess up while I'm talking to you. You know, do things in order. Put the powder in. I measure it. I'm shooting about 60, 65 grains here of double F, 2F powder. Go X. All right. I want to thank the people who help us, budsgunshop.com. Check them out. Great online company and brick and mortar store, which I'll be at. I'll tell you about that in a second. And of course, silencercentral.com. Great outfit. We'll walk you through step by step to get a suppressor. And I've done that, and I've got several now, and I enjoy them a lot more than I really thought I would, like 10 years ago. I really enjoy them. And might want to get one of those. Then SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute, you can learn about all kinds of firearms. Some online courses there. Firearms technology, gunsmithing, muzzle loaders, you name it. So appreciate everybody that helps us out. Let me go ahead and thank Alabama Holster too. I've got a Kydex holster for this, believe it or not. Yeah, they make a lot of great little concealment holsters for well, any gun, you know, any carry gun almost. So check them out. All right, let's put this in here. This is one reason I enjoy the Civil War rifles, as I point out every now and then. They are easy to load because of the mini bullet, the Min-A bullet, with that skirt. You know, it's got a skirt back there. Very feminine bullet. It's got a skirt, and that expands from the gases, from the powder, and contacts the rifling. Now you may see me crying today. You see the yellow jackets are everywhere. I have soaked my arms and in my whole body in Avon. I mean, since I got over here, you know, I've had to put some more on me. They are buzzing around everywhere. And so if I get stung, I'll try not to cry. So let me fire this baby. Oh, before I do, let me tell you too that, yeah, there's, well, I didn't give you dates last week necessarily, but I gave you one. August the 12th will be at Bud's in Lexington, Kentucky. Now there's two Bud's, don't get confused. Be at the wrong one. But on August the 12th, Saturday, I'll be in Lexington at the Bud's Gun Shop from 11 to 12. So show up, please. Okay, and then on September the 2nd, I'll be at the Sevierville Bud's Gun Shop. Sevierville, Tennessee. Okay, Bud's Gun Shop. Same time, 11 to 12 on September the 2nd. That's a Saturday, imagine that. And then on September 23rd, if you live over in Western Kentucky or somewhere, or you just miss me and you want to drive in from California, I'll be at Uncle Lee's. That's another store that's owned by Bud's in more western in Kentucky, kind of north of Hopkinsville, up that area. And that's on September 23rd. All right. What else? Oh yeah, it's in Greenville, Kentucky, if you know where Greenville is. All right. So come out and see me. Happy to say hi, howdy. All right, shake your hand. All right. Now, I tell you, I've had a little issue. I don't know what it is. I think I'm tending to shoot high with this thing, is what I've kind of figured out on some of the smaller targets over there. And so I'm going to try and hold low and launch one at that ram. Y'all can't see it very well. You know, I don't know. You know, the problem in the first video, if you've seen this, and when you do go to it from the link and see it today, right, you'll see that I was hitting, I don't know if I had any misses, you know, on animals and stuff was on the other range, and it was shooting right on, and I don't know what I'm doing differently, unless I got a different sight leaf up. I don't think I do. No, I don't got that lowest leaf up. So anyway, once I get away from the gong, I'm having a little difficulty. So if I don't figure it out in the video, I'll figure it out before I quit shooting today, because I will go ahead and shoot it. Once it's dirty, might as well shoot the thing, right? Once it's dirty. Oh yeah, what else? Yeah, well, yeah. Not using any ammo, boxed ammo today. It's pretty neat, pretty neat. I'll use a lot of ballast all today. Not using my Talon grips. I hope I don't have to go into my pocket and get my pistol out with the Talon grips, because my hands are getting really messy. So I would definitely need some sandpaper Talon grips with those. All right, what am I doing now? Don't get distracted. I've said before, that is something that will happen if you shoot a lot of muzzle loaders. Y'all know, those who do it. You will eventually dry ball, it's called. You'll put the ball in and, oh, did I put powder in? No, too late. And so that will happen. It's annoying to have to get the ball out and all that. So you want to keep your brain turned on when you're shooting these things. I didn't blow something up. I got 58 caliber here. I'm cocking this thing all the way, because with this particular model, you just almost can't get the cap on at half cock. All right. Well, you know, this ought to be a good hog gun. Yeah, boy, that rang. Look at that swung him. I don't think I've seen him swing like that. Now, where that one hit, I don't know. That seemed about right on. I don't know. Okay. Just have to work with it some more. Okay. And that's one of the things I've always been impressed with, these Civil War rifles. The 1861, the Enfield, this 1855. Just the accuracy, and by that I mean just the ease with which you can hit, you know, reasonably sized targets with them. And they'll reach out there. Again, this rifle, for new shooters, new people, if you've not seen any of our videos on these firearms, man, look them up. Look up Springfield 1861 or Enfield, British Enfield. This one, 1855. What else? Just several on the Enfield. My reproductions and the Muscatoon. They are just great shooters, and they are accurate. A lot of people think you couldn't hit anything with them. Even the smooth bores with a round ball pass, you can shoot them reasonably well at 50, 80, 100 yards. You know, not going to pick off any flies at 100 yards with them. That's where they start, you know, getting off course. Okay, this is pretty cool. I enjoy shooting these. What else? Oh yeah, well, you know, in Tennessee we got this crazy gun control. Many of you have heard about it. You know, they're mainly from that shooting at the school in Nashville. All this arose, you know, and often is the case, right? But everybody thinks they have the answer. Limiting some piece of hardware will take care of it, you know. It's typical. But the Tennessee Firearms Association is working hard against that. John Harris and everything. I had a quote. Yeah. You know, they're really wanting to institute red flag laws, and you know, like John Harris said, you know, Tennessee gun owners want to see dangerous people separated from society, not their guns, you know, taken away from them. If we've been saying that for a long time, if somebody's so dangerous, you need to take their guns away from them. They should probably be secured somewhere, you know. All right. By that I mean, you know, in prison or something, hospital. If they're a danger to other people, they're a danger, right? They'll find something. If you have determined beyond any shadow of a doubt somebody's dangerous, make sure he can't get to me. All right, let's fire another 50 caliber. Okay, I'm holding a little bit higher on that ram. Ah, bingo. That's it. Okay. It was actually shooting low. I was beginning to suspect it was going high. Okay, actually I held up over the back. Okay, good. I feel better. We did a video with it, and I never did figure it out in the video on the ram. Okay, figured it out now. Okay, great, I think. Okay, I've been having fun this week. My grandson's been in town for several days, so I had several days to pick on him, tease him, overload him with grandpa humor, you know, that kind of stuff. Oh man, fun. Kids are so much fun. They're so serious. They're so serious in the way they say things, you know, when you're 5, 6, 7. What was it? He said, oh yeah, one of the funny things, they're just so serious, you know. He been studying, I guess, in school or something, vines and pumpkin vines and watermelons and all that, and knows a lot about it, you know. And it's funny, he's just 6, and and we got some growing up out here. Watermelons or pumpkins, I kind of know what they are, I think, but some big ones popping up. I wonder why around my range and around. And of course, he identified them all as either watermelon or pumpkin. It's funny, a little 6-year-old and all that. And we were walking back up the steps the other day. Had been looking at some vines, and he says, Grandpa, I bet you're glad I came because I know about those vines. I said, oh yeah, I am. Yeah, it's just so funny the way they say things, and they're not joking. You know, you've been around young kids. That's what's humorous about it and cute is they're not being they're not being egotistical. They're not bragging. It's just they're just making that observation. They just feel good because he could help me to identify those vines. You know, and of course I let him figure it out, like I didn't know for sure, but and then to say you're glad I came, you know, just it's like, you know, like I'm the detective and I know you're happy that I came and figured that out for you. Did I put a ball in there? I don't think I did. I'm gonna find out. The easy way, I'm gonna shoot a blank, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look for well, I better not do that. I know what this is. Let's shoot the paper. Yeah, it was just a blank. I was going to shoot a yellow jacket. There's one on the camera. But, you know, if there had been a ball in it, yeah, it might not. Yeah, there's a yellow jacket right there. Let's send one through the county. So, anyway, I'm going to use my pipe cleaner. Clean out the nip, make sure that's clear. Do it every now and then. And I run a patch down the barrel every now and then. You know, the thing is, unless you put some ballast on it, which I do, I dampen it a little bit if I want to do a little cleaning after whatever, 5, 8, 10 shots. It depends on the firearm. Some of them need a little more cleaning than others. Like this one's getting pretty tight. Let me do that a little bit. The problem is you get the barrel too wet or the chamber wet. Guess what? That's not good. You know, if you're planning to continue shooting, brilliant, huh? Because then you got to dry that out. But let's see, that'll go down in there much more easily now. Yeah, this stuff. So I use real black powder. It's a mess, isn't it? It's a mess. And let's see, a yellow jacket. Yellow jackets will sting you too, as we know. I got stung. It was last fall, and yeah, on the arm, yeah, right in here somewhere. And I may have shown you. I think it happened actually, didn't it, when I was over here? Yeah, setting up or something, or as soon as I finished, I think I told you all about it. And it hurt like the dickens, you know, like it does. A wasp sting, they really, they sting badly for about a minute, right? That one hurt more than a minute, I think. But anyway, my arm swelled up like crazy. And I've never had bad reactions to bees in my life. So that was a surprise. My arm really, swelled up. Probably should have gone to a doctor. I bet I'd be dying to go to a doctor. Yeah, all right. Wow. Yeah, that is tough. Okay. I didn't ram that down into the chamber, so I'm not going to worry about it. I shouldn't have gotten the chamber wet. You better not sting me, buddy. I'll shoot you with a .58 caliber muzzle loader. Anything else you want to know? Oh yeah, made a note. The author of that book I was telling you about, 12 Years a Slave, was Solomon Northup. Solomon Northup. How could I forget that name? Wasn't very wise of me to forget that name, was it? Wasn't that funny? Solomon. So, bring that to you. We've had a big week of videos. John's been in town. We've done a lot of shooting. What a life! You know, shot this thing, machine gun, revolvers, semi-automatic pistols, and rifles, just everything. Life is rough, right? I got one of these. It's clean. In case there's anybody who has not seen a mini ball, surely not by this time in your life. Hopefully you've seen a mini ball. There's that skirt to where I think some people do put lube in that, but it's really not meant for that. It's meant to expand against the rifling, and that's what makes it easier to load than a ball. But anyway, pretty cool. Yeah. Now, if you're in competition, it's a little different, the kinds of things you do. You know, I don't know how many people compete with these in a serious long-range grouping, that kind of thing, but you generally want a tighter fit. So if you're competing with one of these, even with mini balls, I guess you'd want the ones that were as big as you could get loaded. Okay, it's that way with patched ball shooting. With rifles, you want the tightest patch, to where you have to really pound on it with this ball starter and get it down, all that kind of thing, just to enhance the accuracy. So here I am talking again to make sure I'm down all the way. I mean, I typically don't bring that out unless it's down all the way. All right. I was hoping this powder smoke would run off all the yellow jackets. And of course, you know why we have so many yellow jackets on the range, right? I think I left my ears off in that last shot. Muzzle loaders are kind of loud, like a little cannon, but they're not piercing, you know, like a 223 or something. What about that milk carton? What about, let's take out two 2 liters at one time. How's that? This red and orange one. I don't know if y'all probably stand in your way. got the 2-liter in the propane tank instead of the other 2-liter. There goes the propane tank down the hill. Let's load real quick. Shoot it. Oh man. Do I have any advice? Yeah, stay away from muzzle loaders. They're messy. See, my hands are getting dirtier by the minute, of course. And but man, they're so much fun. And you know, one of the cool things about it too. Let me do that. Some of you know what I'm doing. Some of you don't. But it gives you more control. This is again 2F GoX powder. And the mini balls I'm shooting are the old style mini balls. I generally buy them up at Friendship, Indiana. There's a fellow or two that's set up there, and they have these. And so I always take a shoulder bag when I'm walking around Friendship, and as a lot of people do, because you end up buying something you got to carry. And I end up buying, 5 pounds of lead to carry around, and half a mile away from my car. All right, see if you can tell what I did. I'll shoot the cowboy. Or at him. I see him there. Could you tell? Yep, that was about 20 grains I put in there. So that's a cool thing about muzzle loading. You can be your own hand loader, and you're in full control what load you want. The recommended load, the loads they used back in the day during the Civil War on these was 60 to 65 grains, and so I kind of stick with that. And that if you put too much powder, now with a round ball, you can load these things up. Your Hawking rifle or whatever, pretty stout if you want to. If you do that with these shooting mini balls, you're more likely to blow out the skirt on that mini ball, that thin lead around the bottom, and then air passes and gases pass through that. It really just ruins your accuracy. So you don't gain anything by charging it up 100 grains. You may lose accuracy with it doing that. I had all these lube for a long time. That lube is kind of old. I don't think it matters. All right. I'll probably miss it, but I think I'm going to try that buffalo hanging over there. He's not all that big, or elevation becomes a bigger issue. But at least I know the reason I have been missing it is that I've been holding too low. Yeah, too low. So yeah, I need to hold higher. All right. That cap on there. You can barely see that rascal. I told you this thing was easy to shoot well. Okay, like with anything, you just have to know where to hold. And all right, that is a jewel. That is a jewel. What a piece of history. I mean, and for a lot of years I shot the Hawking rifles. And then I had a burglary back in the 90s before I had cameras and alarm systems and all that, and lost my Hawking. And then, because it was just leaning up against the fireplace, it was a Thompson Center, and I thought, well, okay, am I going to replace that? Do I want something different? And I got to looking around. I said, you know what? I think I'd be interested in a Civil War rifle, maybe. And so I bought an Enfield P53, but Dixie Gunworks, a replica. It was a Parker Hale, but I think it was like the later Parker Hale made in Italy, and they bought the name or something like that. It wasn't an original Parker Hale, but and the trigger mechanism messed up on it, about a month later, but they fixed it, and it's been fine ever since. And I enjoyed that for a lot of years. Just love it because it's an exact replica And but all along the way, I've told you all this before. I had been as a Civil War buff, kind of. I have been in Civil War shops and different things, and looked at originals, just looking at them, and seen prices on. I have seen prices on them. One down at used to be a really neat shop. I think he's closed up now. Down Larry Hickson, I think, but down at Stones River Battlefield. And I'll never forget being in there, and he had one hanging over the door. I don't know, was it Enfield or Springfield, original, and the price on it. I asked him. I said, that's original, isn't it? That price, because it was whatever it was like double what a reproduction cost. I think at that time my reproduction was about $700, and that gun hanging over the door looked like it's in decent shape. It was like $1,400 or something. And it just struck me as, wow, you can actually buy an original, you know, from the 1850s or 60s, you know, and shoot it. Yeah, because it's black powder, you know, unless it's in horrible condition, you can shoot them. And that stuck in my mind, you know, wow, that might be cool sometime. You know, that was really expensive, you know, at the time when I was teaching school and everything, and kind of out of my reach. And I mean, I could have, like most of us could reach it if we wanted to badly enough, right? It's like the old thing, you got 18 pistols lying around you've purchased, and you know, whatever, and you know, it's a matter of priorities. If you really, really want a specific gun, you just maybe have fewer guns, you know, or whatever. But anyway, I remember that, and it's true. I don't know what the ratio would be now. A good reproduction now, my gosh, well, they run over 1,000, don't they? 1,200 or something, and that's about the same, I guess. You know, for you double that, and you can get a decent original, kind of where it is. You notice I'm cleaning this a little bit. I'm not really cleaning it well. I'm just getting the worst out. Now I'll shoot some more. Now I'll let you go. Do I have any advice for young people before all of you get so bored you go ahead and leave because you hate muzzle loaders? Yeah, I do have some advice. Just based on my experience, not my wisdom necessarily, just my experience and my research that I've done. I've done a lot of reading, and I've watched a lot of videos done. You know, I've watched a lot of Mickey Mouse videos. No, I've watched a lot of videos. I do watch a lot of videos done by really smart people. Okay, I'm sure you do too. And that's a cool thing about YouTube. You got lots of really sharp people doing videos and sharing their knowledge, whether it's nutrition or finance, whatever it is, car mechanics, yeah. And it's valuable stuff. It's not just, yeah, it used to be, if you said like 15 years ago, or you told somebody to, well, look around, Google that, look around YouTube, get some, you know, good information on it, they'd laugh at you. Well, yeah, right. But we all know that's not the case now, is it? There's so many people that have, if they're an attorney, whatever, they're doing on the side, maybe, they're doing videos, you know, which helps their business, and they end up sharing a lot of information. Because they get some money from the ads and the views and all that kind of thing, and so you know, it pays them to do that. Plus, it helps with their business. Yeah. So we reap the benefits of that, right? So anyway, yeah, I read a lot about that kind of thing, and so I know enough to be dangerous, and I know enough to know now that you really have to be careful of whatever the conventional wisdom is on almost any topic. By that I mean, you know, the conventional wisdom we've all accepted through the years. You know, like our politicians are in our best interest, or you know, nutrition's a big one, finance is a big one. There's lots of them. We learned so much through the pandemic, didn't we? Who to trust and who not to trust, which is most people, right? And big tech, yeah, who do you trust? They're actually trying to quiet the intelligent voices and shut them down, you know. I mean, it's just, so you got to look for it, young people, old people. You got to look for it, but boy, the information's out there. And in a lot of ways, the conventional wisdom for me, it's been turned on its head. It really has. I used to look at anybody that seemed to be halfway a conspiracy theorist and just, yeah, okay, yeah, you know, roll your eyes maybe. And I tell you, a lot of those people were right, weren't they? And the thing is, they're correct about almost every institution. You know, I mean, it sounds pretty pessimistic, but it's just human nature, isn't it? It's just this human nature, and we just need to be aware of that and look for the truth, quote unquote, or the sharp people who are not trying to hoodwink us. You know, people who especially maybe have nothing big to gain by sharing some information. You know, helping other people, other than, you know, they get some views and they get some money, and you know, it's a sideline, but they really have our best interest at heart. You know, so you can sort of have to read people. You know, you never know for sure. You just have to try to read people the best you can. But you know, especially in the area of nutrition, and I'm not a nutritionist. I have no degrees. I'm not a financial advisor. All my disclaimers. But man, we learned so much. The standard American diet, the food pyramid, and all that just is total BS. And it's almost the opposite. It basically is almost the opposite. Just anything you see there in a textbook, your kids' textbooks, your textbooks, just consider the opposite, and you'll be healthier. Yeah, you really will. You know, the old low-fat, you know, myth that I grew up with in the 70s and 80s, and you know, man, I feel so much better on high-fat. No, yeah. Low carb, high fat. I want to say that the wrong way, confuse people. So much better, so much healthier. And I mean, there's so many people, doctors, a lot of professional people, and just a lot of people in general, you know, experimenting and just losing weight, feeling better, and are healthier, and curing their metabolic, you know, syndrome and diabetes and all that stuff, type 2, you know. So all the stuff you're taught, I'm sorry kids, but it may just not be true. It happened to me. You're not the only ones. If you have lost faith in your elders, sorry, you know, we all have lost that same faith. It's not just you. Man, I thought I knew something about some of those topics, and it turns out I did not. All right, let's take another shot. I think the gong needs another hit, don't you? Did I drive all that thing? Or did I just not load it? Tell me, y'all just not telling me. See, I got to talking. Okay. You know, one of the problems too, I didn't. Okay. Well, look at that. I'm going to put my hand in my pocket to fish out that flashlight. See if I can see. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll fire. Let me fire another cap just in case. Since y'all aren't going to tell me. I think I didn't do anything. I think I cleaned it, didn't I? While I was yakking at you, and I didn't do anything. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see. I know I can tell. Let me put a cap on. All right. See if it's getting through. I'll shoot buds here. I think I saw something come out, didn't you? See, if it's been loaded, it'd be totally stopped up. Let me try that again with a, see, y'all are learning always from my stupidity, aren't you? Something that will be really obvious. Okay. See if it moves that. All right. Y'all help me watch. Okay. What that tells me is I did not put powder or ball in there. Thankfully. How come y'all didn't tell me? My gosh, you're standing right there watching me. All right, that's good news. That's very good news. Yeah, that's how it happens. Like I said, you stand around talking. But at least I caught myself, sort of. Well, maybe I didn't, did I? I found out when I tried to pop the cap. Okay. Oh man, yeah, that's nice. See, when you kind of clean it up, that ball goes down, almost falls down. Mini ball, almost falls down there. But anyway, as I was saying, it's the same with the financial world. That's why Alexander Pope was so right. A little learning is a dangerous thing. I've shared that thought so many times with you all. It is so true. You got to learn what you can and then go beyond that. You know, you don't have to get a PhD in it maybe, but you got to get past that first level, because that's where we're all the most dangerous. You know, the first things we learn, or the first things someone tells us who seems to know what they're talking about, we accept it, you know, and you got to go beyond that. And same with and look at people's motives. You know, like the whole financial world. They all want your business. They all want you they want to manage your money. They want all that kind of thing. Why? Because they want it under management. They get 1%, maybe 1.5% of your money. You know, and the fee, they want to manage it and churn that mutual fund and generate fees and taxes, and then just that on top of the general fee they charge just to have it under management. Okay. All of that, and you can do that yourself so easily with index funds. Really good. A total market index fund, they beat all the managed funds like 80-90% of the time. You know, they just an active manager has a really hard time beating just a passive index fund, and they don't want to let you know that. And they don't you know, that they shut that down. And but it's just absolutely true. The research is there. Read Bogle. Read the Boglehead's books on investing, or just any of them, and it's just a fact. And now over a short period of time, you know, someone can manage funds and maybe beat the market a little bit, you know, over a 2 or 3 month period or something like that. But you know, long term, and that's just luck. They can't necessarily repeat that. Long term, you can do it. Just study it. You can do it. I have confidence in you. And here I go again, yakking. Where am I? Nothing, I think. So I've got to get myself on. See, that's the example. I haven't been shooting a muzzleloader for a long time. Now, I know I didn't put a ball in and no powder or anything like that. Well, I guess I did. That's why I couldn't think I shot that target. I'll tell you, that's just getting funny. Okay. Make me pay attention. Look, I shot the stand. That's why it fell over, because I was aiming over there on the side. So it hit a 2x4 lengthways. I wonder if it went through it. That's funny. The target's sizzling. It's red. Looks like it. Yeah, I did. It barely made through lengthways on that 2x4. 58 caliber. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay. I was pretty sure I hadn't. That was funny. All right. That's why you always want to be careful where you point them. Like, yeah, right there. It's like where I shoot at that pretty often, and it goes down into the dirt back there. All right. Now straighten up and pay attention to what you're doing. Powder first. Okay. So anyway, you know, you can do a lot of this yourself. Find the people who make sense. Like in the nutrition world, I would highly recommend Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Sean Baker, you know, Jordan Peterson, you know, Joe Rogan. You know, a lot of people are really interested in this area and studying it, and then see what they have to say, and then take the pieces that you think make sense and reject what you don't think makes sense. But there's a lot of people that are being pretty objective about it all and are experimenting and have learned a lot and doing research. So that's my recommendation. talk too long about all that, but I just get bothered by the way the world works. You know, everything's a come on, and there's ulterior motives and so much, and the huge companies, there's so much at stake for them, whether it's the food companies or the drug companies, so much at stake, so much money to be made, and a lot of information is suppressed because of that. You know, where's my ramrod? There it is. Yeah, I'm keeping up now. Quit shooting my target stand there. I'm supposed to shoot the target. All right. I was going to put one last one on the gong. Where's that? Yeah. And then I got to doubting myself, didn't I, that I hadn't loaded it. Yeah. Sweet sound. You see the smoke still coming off that cardboard? Ain't that funny? I was so close to it. Went right square in that 2x4. I think it went through. Well, I did. I saw it hit the dirt over there. But okay, maybe that's enough shooting. I don't know. You think? So anyway, I'll give you another look at this thing. Look at the difference too. I don't know how close a look you got early on, but they do get rather dirty, don't they? Rather dirty, but it cleans up just like a new one. You know, they just soak it down. And I did this in one of the videos. At the end of the video, I actually cleaned one. I think it was that Muscatoon, and I just soak it down. You see me? Yeah, I just soak it down. Ballistol's great black powder, and then let it do its work, and then I do the old patches. And yeah, it's great to get it out again today. I cleaned it kind of superficially because I said we're shooting it this week. In fact, yesterday, day before. So I cleaned it. I soaked it in Ballistol really well, and didn't do a thorough cleaning yet because I thought, okay, I'm gonna shoot that maybe. I didn't shoot it enough, and I'm glad I did because I figured out why I was missing yesterday. So you'll know when you see that video why I was missing, or yeah, you'll know, and I won't. Well, at least I will not have known when I was filming that video. It's the chapter 2 with this thing. So there's nothing like soaking it, let that do its work, and then I hit it with patches, and you know, it's just fun. You know, and a lot of people might think, like if you go price these mini balls, most people probably don't cast them themselves. Big old chunk of lead. They're not cheap necessarily. I buy them in bags of 25, but you know, primers and caps and all that kind of stuff. Powder is expensive, but you know, you don't shoot that many rounds. You know, if I had a 9mm here today just shooting, I would have spent more money on ammo, or you know, been more costly than what I've done with this. You know. So you have to always keep that in mind. Don't ever be deterred by the prices of powder or balls, lead balls or mini balls or caps or percussion caps or anything like that. If you think you want to get into muzzle loading, that is definitely not a deterrent. You're not going to shoot enough of it at one session for that to matter. It's probably going to be cheaper than anything else you'd be shooting for that 2-hour period. That's simple. And you might have more fun. Might cost you less and have more fun. And so yeah. So yeah, you get all dirty. So what? So what? Haven't you ever gotten all dirty before? Yeah, it won't hurt you. When I get the gun about clean, I don't worry about it now very much. Why worry about it? Because I'm gonna be this messy patches and stuff. Normally I soak that patch too. And I just kind of get started. I may do it all here. I may do it back at the house, finish it back at the house. But then when I get pretty much finished, I will I will, put the ballistol on my fingers and clean my hands and go that route. You notice I also always have this. I've gotten smart in my old age. I always have the corkscrew attachment with me, because the other thing that happens is, as when I was cleaning the barrel there between shots occasionally, it's real easy to get that. You just can't get it out, or you lose the patch, or the patch comes off the ramrod actually, and then you just go down with this thing and a few turns and pull it right out. The one with this, now I think I actually had that problem. Remember in the first video with this gun, I got one stuck down there and almost didn't get it out. I soaked it with ballistol while it was down in the barrel, and finally got it out. I didn't think I was going to, even with soaking it. I mean, if I'd let it soak for 10 minutes, probably would, but I was able to get it out and didn't have to cut the video. So anyway, such is life. I mean, that's all that makes it fun, all that. And it's part of the endeavor. That and the history of it, man. And you all know the fun of shooting whatever, your revolver, your Glock, whatever it is, your SIG. It is fun. It gets all dirty, of course. Then you clean it up like new, and it looks like you hadn't even fired it, right? These are the same way. No matter how messy they get, they clean up just fine. And as I've said many times too, you don't want to just go out and take a couple of shots. That's hence the reason I have it today, partly because I've been shooting it, and it's a smart thing to do. Not that I always do the smart thing, but just don't get it out. If you have one, you all that do, you know what I'm talking about. Unless you have some time to enjoy it. You got an afternoon. If you want to spend 3-4 hours shooting it, you can do it. That's the way to do a muzzle loader. Take your time and shoot it a good bit, because the cleanup is the same whether you have shot it twice or 50 times. It's the same mess, to clean up. You see that? Isn't that sweet? Yeah. So anyway, I got to watch myself. I hadn't shot one of these on video for a long time, and especially in a Sunday video where I do so much talking and yakking, keeping track of what I'm talking about and then loading. That's why you have to watch that. So I will let you go, I guess. Anything else you're interested in about this rifle? Again, this is the one with the Maynard priming system. Used like a roll of caps in there, but it didn't work so well. They kind of did away with that. In the 1861, the next model of this, they did away with that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm getting all dirty. It doesn't matter. Beautiful rifle, beautiful rifle. Just the history of it is enough. So I'm going to let you go, and if I can get enough of this off my hands to turn the camera off. I don't think there's anything else you were dying to know about, right? Just one thing too, it's kind of neat. If you've never shot one of these things, and I'll end on this thought. Right? It hurts for me to think, but I'll think a little bit. In the modern world, with all the crazy technology that we have, the benefits of it, even though it turns on us sometimes, right? Just think of your computer, your laptop, your phone, your cars. It's just amazing, the technology we have every day at our fingertips. We take it for granted. It's like magic. I mean, my car's like a rolling computer, and I just, you take it for granted it's all going to work, the Super Cruise and all the crazy stuff, and it just works. And wow, a lot of smart nerds in the world. I ain't one of them, but we owe them a lot. But it's neat to get back to the simple life, something like this. I mean, think about the contrast. I spend half the morning off and on with my phone or my computer, laptop, and doing things like that, and then I spend the afternoon, shooting this, going back in history, back into 1855, 1860, 1865, whatever, in this old black powder, same as they used back then. All that, it's just kind of interesting. So I think you'd enjoy it. I know I'm always a salesperson for muzzle loading, but that's my job. I just want you to enjoy all this stuff. surely, as much as I enjoy it all, if you're a firearms enthusiast, I just can't help but think you would enjoy it too. You know, I don't know. I just think you would, most of you. Yeah. You may not be set up where you can do it. You're living in maybe a small apartment right now, or whatever, and there's the cleaning and all the things that scare you. But I'm just the average gun nut, and a lot of you are too. And so if you haven't tried it, maybe you ought to. Yeah, really. Broaden your horizons. Try something modern that you you haven't tried yet. I'll let you go. Life is good.